Friends, when I was young, I was taught that if you work hard, money will come to you automatically. But as I grew older, I saw that in this world, those who work the hardest often struggle with financial difficulties, while those who work relatively less gradually become rich. This might seem unfair, but the bigger truth is that real wealth is not seen with the eyes, it's created with the mind. I realized that life's opportunities never appear overtly. They silently pass right before our eyes, and we don't even see them. Do you know why? Because our eyes have only been taught to see, not to perceive. That's why most people spend their entire lives searching for opportunities, but never find them. One day, my rich dad told me, "If you want to see opportunities, close your eyes and open your mind." At that time, his words seemed like a mystery to me. But today, standing where people call me lucky, I know it's not luck. It's a way of thinking. Our society teaches us to find a good job, work hard, and get ahead in life. But I've seen that those who genuinely get ahead quickly have either created opportunities, bought opportunities, or recognized opportunities. When others are afraid, when everyone says the market is bad and not to do anything, that's exactly when the real players make their moves. And this is the difference. An ordinary person sees an opportunity after it's gone, while a rich person seizes it when others don't even look. If you truly want to change your life today, first close your eyes and ask yourself, am I really seeing opportunities, or am I just living in fear? Because remember, opportunities will never show themselves to you. You have to think them into existence. And when your mind starts seeing, wealth begins not from your eyes, but from your vision. But the question is having vision enough? Can merely being intelligent, reading books, and getting degrees make someone rich? Honestly, no. I've seen many people who were excellent students, class toppers. They knew the answers to all questions. But today, they are trapped in a never-ending cycle of jobs, EMIs, and debt. On the other hand, many people who weren't particularly good at academics are now running big businesses, investing, and have truly understood the meaning of financial freedom. Do you know why? Because there's a big difference between being smart and being financially smart. A smart person solves problems, but a financially smart person creates opportunities. I learned that school teaches us how to work for a company, but financial education teaches us how to build a company. School teaches us to avoid mistakes, but real life teaches us that the biggest lessons come from mistakes. My rich dad always said, "Degrees can give you a job, but financial education can give you freedom." These words were deeply etched in my mind. I understood that if I truly wanted a change in my life, I couldn't just be smart. I also had to learn the language of money. How does money work? How do you pay taxes? What's the difference between assets and liabilities? How do you use debt properly? The answers to these questions are not in books, but in life experiences. And this is where the difference begins. An intelligent person can only be a good employee, but a financially smart person is the one who provides jobs. So if today you're thinking, "I've studied a lot, have degrees, yet why am I financially stuck?" then perhaps you need to be not just smart, but financially smart. But here comes another big question. Does just having financial knowledge change life? Is reading books, watching YouTube videos, memorizing some financial terms enough? Absolutely not. The difference between theory and practical knowledge is as great as the difference between information and imagination. Today, we live in a world where almost everyone has a mobile, the internet, and a mountain of information. But truthfully, very few people can use that information effectively. Why? Because they still haven't understood the true power of imagination. I remember the first time I saw a property deal. People said this place was terrible, no one would buy it. But I saw something else there. I saw the potential for a school, a rental building, and a cash flow that could give me freedom for many years to come. I was seeing what everyone else was seeing, but I was transforming it into an opportunity through the eyes of imagination. That's where I learned that information is available to everyone, but real wealth is created through imagination. Always remember, everything around us today, this chair, this house, this phone, everything began with someone's imagination. Someone first saw them in their mind, then created them in reality. Bill Gates imagined Microsoft before coding it. Elon Musk imagined launching rockets before he did. Similarly, if you want to change your life, merely knowing information isn't enough. You have to bring your imagination to life. You have to rise above your fears and see what no one else has seen yet. Because information is equal for everyone, but imagination is only for those who believe in themselves. And when imagination collides with reality, that's where new stories of wealth begin. But now I want to share a harsh truth with you. Money isn't just the balance in your bank account. Money is about the deals you create. Many people think that by staying in a job, getting promotions every year, and working harder, they will become rich. But they don't realize that a job is actually an illusion of security, not a path to wealth. The truth is, the world's richest people made their money not from salaries, but from deals. One day, my rich dad asked me, "Do you know where rich people make money?" I said, "From business." He smiled and said, "No, from business deals." From that day, my eyes were opened. I started seeing how every successful person climbed to the top with the power of deals. Someone made land deals, someone bought a company, someone invested in others' ideas, and someone made the right decisions at the right time. A small deal that seemed insignificant to someone else changed someone's life. Money is created when you bring information, imagination, and courage together to make a deal. That's why I never relied solely on a job. I thought that if I wanted to do something big, I had to make deals. I had to see where there was property at a low price, where a business was struggling, where there was an idea waiting to take flight. Because one right deal can change the entire direction of your life. So now ask yourself a question. Will you just be a job holder, or will you be the person who chases deals, not just money? Because real wealth begins when you understand that money isn't earned. Money is created through deal making. But what does it take to make deals? Big capital? A huge office? No, it just requires the right information at the right time with the right person. In my life, I've learned that information itself isn't power. The correct use of information is real power. Once, I was working on a property deal. Everyone said that area was dead, no one would invest. But I found out the government was going to build new roads and a school there. I then contacted the right people. And then the miracle happened. This news wasn't published in any newspaper. It was inside planning, and I learned about it at the right time from the right place. And that single piece of information became my first cash flow deal. That day, I understood that everyone in the world has information, but the one who becomes rich is the one who understands that information and acts on it. Today's world is even more ruthless. Everyone is scrambling for information on social media, YouTube, and Google. But the truth is, in this jungle of information, the person who knows how to ask the right questions reaches the right answers. My rich dad always said, information is like a bullet, and your mind is the gun. But if you don't dare to pull the trigger, neither the bullet nor the gun has any value. This doesn't mean you have to know everything. It means that whenever a small piece of information comes your way, which ordinary people dismiss lightly, you have to think if there's an opportunity hidden within it. Because remember, information is available to everyone. But when that information goes into the hands of a prepared mind and a brave heart, it turns an ordinary person into an extraordinary one. To be rich, you don't need to be the smartest person in the world, but you need to be able to recognize opportunity when it knocks on your door. Because the right information in the right hands creates a new history. Yet some people get the same information and do nothing. They see the same opportunities and quietly back away. Do you know why? Because the real obstacle is never in the outside world. It's inside our minds, in our thoughts. There was a time when I too was afraid. Before every step, questions swirled in my mind. What if I lose money? What if people laugh? What if I fail? But then my rich dad said one thing. Your limit is exactly where your mind says it's impossible. From that day, I understood that if I truly wanted to bring change into my life, I first had to change my way of thinking. Most people cannot become rich not because they lack money, but because their minds are already cluttered with obstacles. I can't do it. It's not for me. It's not in my destiny. But the truth is, every person has a powerful weapon, their mindset. If you fill your mind with limited thoughts, your life will remain limited. But if you fill it with possibilities, that same mind will take you to places you never dared to go. I've seen those who expanded their thinking built businesses. Those who conquered fear made investments. Those who believed in themselves made deals that seemed impossible. People often ask me, what do you think is the biggest capital? And I smile and say, my mindset. Because when you free your mind, that's when you can turn your dreams into reality. And that's where true wealth begins, when you free your thoughts. But what's the next step after freeing your thoughts? Will everything change just by thinking, imagining, or getting information? No, nothing will change until you take action. Many people just talk, make plans, think, but when it's time to act, they stop. And I've seen that those who always wait for perfect timing often remain empty-handed. But those who step forward with a little courage gain something that others only dream of. My rich dad always said, if you're afraid to make mistakes, life will never give you opportunities. I truly understood the meaning of these words when my first deal failed. Yes, I lost money, people laughed, and I even doubted myself. But that mistake taught me lessons that no book could ever provide. I learned that risk will always be there, but those who understand that risk, think carefully, prepare, and then take the risk are the real players. Today, all the big names you know in the world also had fear, but the difference was that even though they were afraid, they took action. Never think that you have to be 100% prepared, because no one is ever fully ready. Preparation begins after you hit the road. Learning begins after you burn yourself. And victory comes when you break through fear and take the first step. So if today you're just thinking about an opportunity, remember that thinking is good, but doing is essential, because in this world, victory always belongs to the one who takes action, even if it's with trembling hands. Still, yes, the path won't be easy. Sometimes the market will fall. Sometimes plans will fail. Sometimes a ripe deal will slip through your fingers at the last moment. Then fear will return. Doubt will arise. Maybe I was wrong. But if you still don't stop, then you will see the truth that very few people in the world understand. Every crisis, every fall, every fear is an opportunity in disguise. For example, in 2008, when the world was in recession, people were losing jobs, selling homes, there were still some people who quietly kept moving forward, buying cheap properties, investing in a fearful market. People called them crazy, but today they are financially free. My rich dad once said, "When everyone is running, stop and look, and when everyone is afraid, move forward." Because when the world is in fear, that's when prices fall in the market, deals become cheap, And the real players are those who recognize fear and turn it into an opportunity. I received the biggest lessons of my life when I lost the most, but those moments also gave me the greatest achievements. So if today you are in a financial crisis or there is fear and uncertainty all around, don't be afraid, because within that darkness lies a path that leads to light. Every recession, every fall, every fear is a disguised mask, and behind that mask lies the door to your dreams. But that door will open only when you move forward, when you stop waiting. Because the biggest mistake in life is waiting for the perfect time. People think, let me learn a little more, then I'll start. Let me prepare a little more, then I'll take a risk. The market is bad now, I'll do it later. And in this waiting for later, an entire life passes by. I still remember a young man who came to me. He had a brilliant idea. He had researched it, he had energy. But he kept saying, let me learn a little more, give me some time. A few years later, when he returned, that idea had become someone else's company. This is what happens. Those who learn and move forward simultaneously are the ones who succeed. But those who only learn stay where they are. My rich dad once said, life is not a school where you learn first and then take an exam. Here, the exam comes first and then you learn. So learn, by all means learn. But it is also important to keep moving forward while learning. Every mistake, every failure, every obstacle is your greatest teacher. But you will never get their education until you step onto the field. So if today you're thinking, am I ready? The answer is, perhaps not. But the truth is, no one is ever fully ready. Real preparation begins when you take the first step. Because success doesn't just come from thinking. It comes from working, falling down, and getting back up again. So don't stop. Don't wait for the right time. Because the right time is not a day. The right time is a decision. And you have to make that decision. Today, right now, at this moment.